Now let's talk about the 7 principles of testing. As a software tester, understanding these principles is crucial to ensure effective and efficient testing. Principle number 1. Testing shows the presence of defects. Testing can show there are defects present, but it can prove there are no bugs. Testing reduces the probability of undiscovered bugs remaining in the code, but even if no bugs are found, we cannot assure there are no issues in the software. Principle number 2. Exhaustive testing is impossible. Imagine trying to test a weather app. You won't be able to test all possible scenarios for each city of the world. Instead of trying to test everything, we can use risk analysis to prioritize and focus our testing efforts. We can also use testing techniques to reduce the number of combinations and by that way perform a more logical based approach to optimize our testing. Principle number 3. Early testing. It is really important to incorporate testers as early as it can be possible in the software development life cycle. For example, testing the requirements before the development begins could help to identify issues that are easier to solve on paper than on the code itself later on. The cost to fix bugs increases exponentially with time as the software development life cycle progresses. Principle number 4. Defect clustering. In a system, defects are clustered and not evenly distributed. This could happen because some modules has more complexity than the rest of the system. Therefore, they could be more susceptible to have issues. The Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, states that 80% of bugs originate from 20% of modules, while the remaining 20% of issues come from the remaining 80% of modules. This means that we should prioritize the testing on the 20% of these complex modules where we are going to experience 80% of the bugs. Principle number 5, the pesticide paradox. The pesticide paradox generally refers to the practice of repeating and repeating same test cases over and over again. As the code changes, test cases must change as well. If you repeat same cases all of the time, you will not find any new bugs. Principle number 6, testing is context dependent. Testing depends on the context of the system developed. For example, health industry applications or safety critical system could require more testing than a game or an e-commerce website. Principle number 7, absence of error fallacy. If the software developed is not usable, then it does not matter how many bugs are found and fixed. If a system usability is bad and it does not match the requirements, then it is irrelevant if there are not bugs, as most probably no one will likely use it. It's important to execute tests that are based on the system's requirement. It is also important to include users in your testing at the prototype stages to get feedback and improve usability.